Welcome to Side Dish Podcast. I'm Aaron Sheehan. My usual co-host, Jay Lee, is not here today, but I'm joined by fill-in co-host James Chung. It's me, James Chung.
Yeah, I love this. It takes so much pressure off me.
No, keep going. Do me.
Yeah, do Megan.
And of course, we're joined by our guest, Megan, today. It's me, Megan.
She's a horse.
I'm a horse.
Good ending to that, intro of the word.
Yeah.
She's a horse.
Horse.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And
I like the idea of having a horse on the podcast.
I didn't know where you were going.
you gotta wait till that last syllable. You gotta hear every consonant.
Well, speaking of horses, I guess we're off to the races with this episode. So, welcome back to the Side Dish. We are joined by James Chung, Luke Black, Megan Peck. Megan Peck, a Korean name.
Wait, what's the and as always? It's missing. It just sounds off without it.
Well, because my regular co-host is sitting right here off camera.
Let's wave.
And he doesn't want to be on the podcast today.
We're trying something new.
I mean, it's going to be this way for a long time. For a while.
It's called quiet quitting.
Oh, it wasn't quiet. We had a dinner. It was a whole...
You had a big fight at dinner?
No, not even a fight. It was just like hey, I want to take a step back. I want to not be on camera, not talk. Fair enough. But anyway, Megan, thank you so much for being on. Luke, welcome back. It's been a while.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you
for
for
listeners
having me.
out there, Megan, I'm just going to run through your resume.
Okay.
Megan is my only friend who has won an Emmy and a Peabody. Both. For her work on...
2 Emmys.
2 Emmys.
2 Emmys. Oh, shit.
2 Emmys.
Damn.
Okay,
That's
not that
pretty
it's
sick.
important.
Okay, so Megan, you worked with John Oliver he's won so many Emmys. The joke is that you guys always sweep the sort of late night Emmys, right?
Yes. So the show was like an Emmys powerhouse in the category of comedy. I forget. I don't want to get it wrong, but it was like
too many Emmys.
No, Emmy amnesia. There was a specific category, and I think it's comedy variety. Okay, so the competitors were other shows that you would traditionally think of as late night shows, like
Name one.
Well, I would say
Late Show.
Seth
Yeah.
Meyers is one of my favorite late night shows. Right, their writing is so good, but his bit, he always roasts you guys being like, they always beat us. Like John Oliver always wins.
Yeah, Seth doesn't even always get nominated.
Yeah.
I mean, in my tenure at the show, there were years where they were not nominated, and I was like, what?
But also, doesn't it work that you get nominated for a specific episode? Is that kind of how it works?
That's how all of the nominations work. You put together a submission package, which I have absolutely nothing to do with, and they do it based upon that.
Yeah. How many people are you sharing your Emmys with?
That's a good question. It's like how,
It doesn't, not to diminish your accomplishment.
But I get it. It expanded every year.
Yeah, for sure.
Because people get more and more tenure on the show, and so, it's sort of the appropriate trajectory.
For sure.
And it's a timeshare, right? So you get so many weeks with the Emmy each?
Yes, and then I send it. Yes.
You get
Wait,
one
do you
Emmy.
actually have a physical Emmy at your house, though? Does everyone get one?
I have 2.
Where do you keep it?
One's on the piano and one's on your bookcase.
Yeah. And the one on the piano, I think, let me know if you agree, but I think when you see it,
That's the better one?
No, I think it makes it look like I won for some kind of like
A Grammy.
musical. Something involving.
EGOT winner Megan Peck is on the podcast.
But no, it's just on the piano.
Yeah.
But just one more, just to close the loop there, they changed. They kicked us out of the category because the show kept winning, and so they maybe 4 years ago now. They created a new category, and now I think for the last few years, generally it's just been us and SNL in the category.
Huh.
Yeah.
Stiff competition.
So they started a new category for just you and SNL?
Yeah. Basically all of the... I'm just realizing right now, I definitely should not be saying any of that.
This is fine.
Lauren is listening.
Like, oh my God. These are all my own opinions.
Yeah. They do not
Not
reflect
a
on
reflection
Oliver's.
whatsoever
for sure.
of reality.
Yeah.
Yes.
of HBO.
anything. But yeah, they created a new category. Make of it what you will. Okay. To be fair, and this is the justification that I heard, and I do think it makes sense. The other shows, it's difficult to compete with. They're making shows every night, and we make one show
A week?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many per season? Like 20?
I think the last like 10 seasons they've done 30.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
still so much work.
It's either 25 or 30.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
Do you watch every episode?
Yes.
I watch every episode. John Oliver tonight is like some of the best writing on. I was gonna say TV, then I realized I only watch it on YouTube. But yeah, John Oliver and I love Seth Meyers' writing team. I think they're also really terrific. Wait, Megan, did you live in LA?
No.
You lived in New York before.
I never had to live in LA.
Never.
Had.
Never did
Keyword.
that. Yes.
When I was in New York earlier this year, I was like, you know what? I'm in New York. Maybe I can go see a John Oliver's like a recording.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's probably hard to get tickets. Let me see if I can like pull some strings. Hit my friend up, Megan.
How many-
You didn't ask me.
No, but I think they weren't filming.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many
Okay.
people have asked you since you got here?
Aside from you?
Yeah, aside from me. Because I know I have. Not even for me, for someone I know.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 weeks ago, somebody did ask me, and I was able to get.
Well, so
Wow.
you can pull those
Yeah.
strings.
I mean, she didn't for me.
You have won an Emmy.
It's not. It's not a. I mean, it doesn't feel like a particularly like fancy or string pulling sort of situation.
It's a public facing
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It's like,
It's not like Get Me Dinner with John Oliver.
that I could not do.
Yeah.
Putting that out there
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah, everyone just closes the YouTube video.
Yeah.
How did you land that job? Like, how did you get into that?
This is a thing I wanted to ask you this whole time. We've known each other, and I just never got around to it.
Really?
Is I want to know the journey from Florida to New York.
Well,
Really?
it's a 3-hour flight.
I don't
first of
know.
all.
I truly don't know.
Delta.com.
I truly don't know how you sort of like built your career.
It is. It's kind of unusual. So I wasn't in television at all. I graduated from college in 2009, which was a terrible economic
year.
recession.
Terrible,
I think
yeah.
we've discussed we're close to the same age before. And I was in Florida, which was a place that was particularly hit hard.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew that I needed to get out. And didn't have a lot of resources economically or otherwise. Like I'm not in a family that has any connections to entertainment whatsoever. And so I ended up taking a job with British Airways because I thought it would be interesting.
Interesting. It is interesting.
I did see that
That
on
is
your
interesting.
LinkedIn, and I was like,
It's still on my LinkedIn.
Yeah, but you only
Ah.
worked there for 3 months. It says.
No,
so.
that my LinkedIn is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like almost 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Wow.
I worked at the airport as a check-in agent for almost a year, and then because I was so gung ho about it, because I wanted to get. Are we allowed to say bad words?
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to get
Slurs.
the fuck out. Yeah, slurs. Okay. I
You
won't
just
say
said
any.
the N word.
I won't say any slurs about Florida. James is like she. So I really wanted to get the fuck out of Florida.
Yeah.
And
Which airport were you at? I want to know.
MCO, Orlando. It's MCO is the
you
3-letter
from,
code
are
because
you
it used
from
to be
Orlando?
McCoy Air Force Base. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Did you have a season's pass growing up?
No.
Okay, you were. Yeah, you
They
weren't
were,
a Disney
they were
family.
poor. They were poor.
We weren't poor, but we weren't like season pass family.
Yeah.
And that was for many reasons. It wasn't just financial. My parents were not season pass.
No, they were like,
parents.
you see what Disney did to our community? Fuck those guys.
My
dude.
grandfather actually worked at Disney.
I'm
so,
sure, yeah.
So we were kind of like a Disney family because I got to go for free with my grandfather.
Oh, I see.
But we would pack our own sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Grandpa worked at Disney.
That's like the coolest thing about my
You
grandpa.
could keep them in the work fridge while you're in the park.
No, we actually brought a mini cooler and
They let you in with that?
they let us
bring
in.
food into
This was
Disney?
the 90s. I don't know if you can still do that.
Which character was your grandpa?
He was he was a gardener and he had to retire.
He played gardener.
No, it was his. It was he played a gardener. Yes, because he was a cast member. They're all called cast
They're
members.
cast members, yeah.
No, it was his retirement job, and he did this for many years. And it was cool for us because we were little kids. And again, it was like the best thing about my grandfather. He was kind of a deeply unpleasant man.
He was an
unpleasant,
anti-Semite.
Happiest place on earth.
You name it, and
I fought in World War II.
Did you ever get to go backstage?
No, but I remember there was a time where there was like prototype is not the word, but they were like testing
Like a beta of a new ride.
Yeah,
or
they were
something.
testing a new show, and it was based on Doug, that show.
The animated TV series?
And it was a live Doug show, and my grandfather was really excited to like get us in, and I think he probably felt that he was doing something kind of like, I don't know.
A live Doug show?
It was a live Doug
terrifying.
show.
I
And
thought it
so,
showed like the 6 hairs.
so it's funny you say that because afterward he asked for our feedback because I guess Disney wanted to know. And I said that I didn't like the show because I didn't like the way Doug looked and I didn't like that you could see his microphone.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, I remember, he was so disappointed. He was just like, I wanted to impress you. And she's bitching about the microphone.
yeah.
But he eventually got hit by a bus at Disney.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. What an ending to the
You
story.
got Disney insurance money?
But Disney's got the best lawyers, man. They're like, Gardner Joe knew what he was getting into.
That's called the Florida Golden Ticket.
Oh, yes. So he was on a riding lawnmower and he got hit by a bus.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
And-
vehicle accident.
Wait, we shouldn't be laughing. This is crazy.
Vehicular accident at Disney World.
She said he wasn't a good man. It's
Which park? Which park?
Everyone involved is dead.
from the accident.
Anyone who
Yeah,
defended
yeah,
himself.
no one survived.
Everyone on
Yeah.
the bus died.
Wait, so he died from that?
He didn't die.
No.
Nothing could kill Grandpa Joe.
It was a good thing. It was a good thing.
He did exactly. He got hit by a bus the way you
The
want
good
to.
way. The good way.
So he got a
Yeah.
big payout.
You know what? I
hope.
don't know, but I
guys
know
own a
that
part of Disney World.
he didn't. He did leave me a tiny bit of money
Good.
that I did not expect to ever get.
Yeah.
And now that we're talking about it, I wonder if that is why. I never thought about this before.
Is
but
that the money that got you to New York?
is that the Disney?
Yeah.
No, he didn't die until long
Wait,
after I
which
was in
park
New York.
Okay.
did the accident happen in?
I don't know.
You don't even know this?
Shit. I need to contact Disney.
Yeah.
Look at
I'm
the
trying to
files.
imagine in my head. I can't remember if it's like
Epcot. You're mentioning
Epcot, Magic Kingdom.
So I think as a gardener, I think he worked throughout all of the parks and resorts because I remember when I was a kid, he
What a
would take us
gardening.
around to the resorts.
I mean, but Disney owns so much land in Florida.
it's massive.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's massive. Yeah.
I was in marching band in high school.
Cool.
And
That makes
we
sense.
know,
Makes
dude.
sense.
we marched at Disney World twice.
Oh.
And so we got to go
Ooh.
backstage, right? And I tell you, it is completely like fantasy breaking.
Yeah. Blow everywhere.
No, it's just like a gate opens up and like people that are like it's like employees only.
Yes.
And it's just like trailer park, like kind of,
Have you seen The Orlando Project? That film?
The Florida Project.
Yeah, the Florida. Sorry, yeah. But it basically should be called The Orlando
The
Project.
Sean Baker
Yeah,
film.
the Sean Baker
Yes.
film. It's great though.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
It's so. I mean, I didn't know anything about Disney in Florida until that movie. Basically.
That's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's too close to home.
Well, I think I heard that John really likes that movie. And after I heard that, I was like, oh no.
He's
Does
gonna, like,
he
want-
think that
yeah.
like that was my life?
You grew up in a motel.
That's why you got the job. Is
Did
that
he
how?
feel
Is that the
sorry
story?
for me?
Yeah, you're the girl from the Florida Project.
Wait, describe the movie. I'm not familiar.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. She lives in a motel.
Also, we should get back to how did you get to New York?
Okay,
though? Yeah.
so
You're working in an airport, Orlando.
Yes, Orlando. And I did not want to live in Florida anymore. And so I was, as I said before, really gung-ho, really keen. And the management at British Airways obviously recognized that because everyone else on the staff was kind of cruising their way to retirement. Orlando is where people go to die.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I was in the opposite
trying to
end.
live.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was very easy to kind of stick out
Yeah.
in that situation. And I should also say that all the people I worked with were really lovely.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Near death, but lovely.
Yeah. British Airways is known for having the loveliest staff. I don't know. I've never flown it, but yeah.
So yeah, and then I did get promoted, and they were like, "Okay, we're going to send you to be a manager in New York," and I was like, "Awesome." And I was all ready to go to like JFK, and I ended up getting a job at Newark, which is in New Jersey.
Bummer.
So I was still kind of on the periphery, you know,
Yeah.
of my dreams. And so I worked at Newark for like 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
But, you know, a job like that really does beat you down
If
over
you can
time.
handle
Yeah.
Floridians, they knew you could handle New Jersey.
Interesting.
Yes.
But also, you're
Yes.
client facing every day. You're meeting, you know, like you have to deal with
1,000 people.
Yeah, that's
The-
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 people. And then also when you're
It's like 3 flights.
there were actually 5. Yeah.
Okay.
There were
Wow.
5.
Smaller planes.
There were 3 777s and there were 2 757s, which were like falling apart at the seams.
I love that you know this much
there was-
about planes.
So there was
That's
like
great.
a lot. There
You
were
have to.
mechanical issues on the 2 757s. They don't make them anymore, but every single flight. So I came home at like 2:00 in the morning for like
And you were
3
living
years.
were you living in Newark? Or you
No,
living-
I lived outside of Newark. Right across from the city. Like I
Okay.
could see the city outside my window.
For sure.
Yearn for the city from your
Such
window.
the beginning of a movie, just like
Yes.
staring
Totally.
out your window,
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at
Yes.
your
You
dreams.
see 2 planes flying to the Twin Towers. Whoa, what the fuck?
Well,
I
you
know
know,
what those are.
I did watch as the Freedom Tower was built. Like it was going
and-
up and up and up
totally.
and up.
Time lapse.
Yeah. So I would get out of work at like 2 a.m. and sit at my window there and smoke cigarettes out the window until I was like tired enough to go
Wow.
to sleep and kind of repeat the next day.
Yeah.
And after a few years of that, I was like, okay, you know, I need to change it up. So I went to the corporate office because I thought that would be a good exit route to maybe.
How old are you at this point?
I was 25. I was
Wow.
really
You're
young.
really,
So young.
you're really
I had-
chugging along.
I
though.
had a lot of responsibility. I
Yeah.
did. And I think that's why now I'm like, I'm going to pass on
Yeah,
any
for sure.
responsibility.
Well, but you have 2 kids. So
yeah, like
the
that's
most
it.
responsibility.
That does
actually.
it. That
Yeah,
does
that's
it. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's I am fulfilled in that capacity. So
25. You're looking across the river. You're like, how do I get
yeah,
there?
and then
Yeah.
I went to take a job at the corporate office, and it was super fucking boring. Like after spending 3 years at the airport, where
Complete chaos.
it's crazy. You know, everybody has a story. There's so much drama, so many personalities, and you know, it was fun. Like Daniel Craig would show up one day in the office, like Emma Watson, like, you know, like Lady Gaga, like stuff like that. It sounds silly, but it was fun.
It was fun, yeah, it was
It
very-
kind
yeah.
of was like the silver lining to like
Right.
Where they
drudgery.
show up at the airport. You called the office.
The corporate office. They should have.
We usually got advance notice.
But you're at the corporate office, right? And then
It was
The
boring.
John Oliver thing. You just apply for it cold, like, or were you doing comedy kind of?
You're
like,
going to UCB.
Yeah, were you
I-
doing
You're,
sketch?
you're paying your dues.
So I never thought that I would ever work in comedy. And it's not because I wasn't interested. I just didn't think it would happen. It wasn't on my agenda
Yeah.
necessarily, because I don't think I allowed myself that thinking like that is a luxury. You know,
Yeah.
to somebody who was just working at the airport,
Yeah, right.
like,
It's a big move. It's a big move.
yeah.
it's
hear-
a lot of people's dreams,
And,
right?
you, and you hear
Yeah.
that kids don't dream that big.
Yeah. Work at Newark International and see what happens.
So
You quit corporate office.
I quit because, you know, I met my husband and he...
Really? You met him while you were there?
Yes, I met him actually when I was still at the airport.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was a really charming how we met. in the cargo area and customs.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, he was like, you should try to do something else if you're not happy there. And we both kind of decided that if I went to the corporate office, at least I would be in New York, and I might be better positioned to find something that might be at least adjacent to something sort of creative.
Good
you
advice.
know?
Good advice.
So I did that. I like hung in there for almost a year, and then I applied for a job at a documentary company that I found on Craigslist. It actually wasn't even a job. It was an internship. It was unpaid. I was 27. I went in to interview. I knew nothing about the show. It's called Finding Your Roots on PBS.
Oh, that's a great show.
Yeah.
I mean, now I really appreciate the show. Yeah, but I didn't know. I thought of it as a show that like had an older demographic.
Yeah.
And
It seems that way from the title.
yeah.
That's the show where Fred Armisen found out
he's
he's
Korean.
actually a quarter Korean.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I worked on the show. I think I worked on the show when Fred's episode aired, but I didn't work on his story. It's a genealogy show, and so I went there and I quickly realized that it was very interesting. It was using all of the sort of research skills that I had learned, in school because I studied humanities, and I'm a huge history nerd. So it clicked for me big time. And, I got to go to shoots, which is so fun. I love being on set. It's, there's nothing like it. And also, again, I think I stood out a bit like a sore thumb because all of the other interns were, 21, and they.
And you had a real career before this.
Yeah. I had some life experience.
Yeah.
Well, this makes you
and-
competent too, because you know how to do things.
Yes.
Yeah, and like how to talk to people and
Yeah,
stuff.
You're
For
not
sure.
just fresh out of school, completely incompetent, and is scared of everything.
Yeah, like somebody could toss me the keys and like I could drive their car to a parking garage,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
a lot of 21-year-old
No,
interns in New York
absolutely.
can't do that.
Drive stick.
Fuck you, James. God damn it!
good
I'm
question,
not that
James.
cool. I'm not that cool.
You just made it sound like you were doing something really.
No, but Megan,
no kids can't drive in
but
New
you were
York.
like a
The
competent-
youth-
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
You were able to do things that like an average
I was a
21-year-old
grown-up.
graduate can't do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just a grown up.
You're
Let
confident.
me put it that way.
Your
Like
frontal lobe was fully developed.
it
25.
was more developed. I'll say that. Then and you know what? I did have some intern colleagues there who were awesome, and they have gone on to do really awesome things. It's
sure,
not like
yeah.
they were idiots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was, and also a lot of them were like going back to college after the summer or something.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like, hey, I need a job.
Yeah.
So I ended up there kind of off and on through a few seasons, and it was amazing. I really liked working on that show.
Did you meet someone at that show that helped plug you into John Oliver? then?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. So our production manager, she was always very keyed in and in the know, and she was part of this like kind of like what old people might describe as a listserv, like a group,
Yeah.
for women in media. And this was 2017, I think. And she always talked about going to events and people that she'd met through this group. And I was like, well, I want to join the group too. So she asked me to send her my resume. And when they were vetting me, the woman who saw my resume, her husband worked on the show, and they were
Nice.
looking for a producer who I think that they specifically wanted somebody with a documentary background.
Cool.
And
Research
that's-
heavy show.
Yeah, and that's literally
Perfect.
yeah. And I remember when they responded saying, "Oh, you look like you'd be a good fit for this role at Last Week Tonight." I was like, what?
Yeah. That's
What?
crazy.
And I remember I was actually shooting an interview with Sheryl Sandberg when I got the email.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm fucking leaning in. I am going to apply for this job, even though I
Nice.
don't think I'm going to get it. And I have no idea why they asked me. Cheryl would tell me to do this. And so, yeah. And when they hired me, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
but
Amazing.
it was luck. But combined
Timing and skill combined with luck. That's how
Yeah.
everything
and
is.
combined with like putting myself out there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always tell people this: you have to put yourself out there. It's
sure.
painful. It's so painful, but
Yeah, you had to move to New York because it's not going to happen if you're not where it happens.
back then, I think it's easier now.
It's not easier now.
Well, now you can have
yeah.
the Instagram handle
It's
that
not.
like
I
goes
mean, it
viral.
can, but you still have to be like in the top like thousandth percentile of that.
Right, right.
If you're
It's more
in
competition.
if you're in the space, you're more likely to meet the right people.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, didn't Woody Allen say it best in Annie Hall? 99% of life is showing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the only quote I know for
People
that
have
movie.
they just
think he
have
says
to
something-
think about you.
Yeah.
You have to be available and like present in their periphery vision.
It's true.
course.
My resume was literally something that was top of mind, and that's why.
Yeah.
It's a total.
Yeah, I mean, you had all the skills
Yeah.
though. It's not like your resume wasn't good. It was like good, right stuff they were looking for.
It was a lot of luck. And you know what? I do think that the year has a lot to do with it because that was 2017. And
Crazy year.
the competition in the industry now, like, the film and
Oh,
media
yeah,
and
I mean,
entertainment,
it's-
it's insane. Getting
Yeah.
a job in film is really, really hard.
Right.
Yeah, it's just all broken too, right? So it's really, there's
Yes.
fewer jobs.
Yes.
There's as many people as ever.
Yes. Fewer networks.
Yeah,
it's
collapsing in. Yeah,
But it's
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
that you say that you like didn't necessarily weren't gunning for a job in comedy because you're very funny. Did you like do? Because you both of you, Luke and Megan, you guys do sketch together. You guys have a show that you guys put
We
on.
do, yes.
In Korea, it's called. What is
Go
it?
ahead.
Oh, it's called Trust Fund Babies. Yeah, I was gonna say Get in the Van. I was like, that's the other one. But like, and you're a very great sketch writer. Both of you guys are. Did you
Oh,
do
thank you.
sketch in
That's
college?
very
or,
kind of you.
Did you like? Did
Which
you?
sketches do you think he thinks we wrote?
Well, I know you wrote the Subway sketch. I like that one.
Nope.
that was not.
Oh, who wrote the Subway
That's
sketch?
Shiana.
Shona wrote that.
Wait. Subway.
Oh, wait, the sandwich
Marriage
or the
Story?
one on a
Or-
Subway?
Marriage Story.
Oh, that was
That
you.
was-
That was
Yeah,
you. That
I
was
love
you.
No,
that
I
sketch.
didn't write that sketch.
Was that you?
No.
Oh, that was Jessica.
Yeah, I was in the sketch.
Oh, okay.
I
You're
was
in it. You're in it,
I
that's
played
right.
Well,
Scarlett Johansson.
I did hear you wrote a sketch for Hamlet that people liked. I didn't see that show. But.
It was that was fun.
No,
I liked
we
that
did a Hamlet
sketch.
show. We did a show themed on Hamlet. So everyone wrote like a Shakespeare adjacent sketch, and it was
Yeah.
actually pretty fun to just have a theme.
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
I want to do it again.
But like, how did you like? Sketch writing is also it's a unique muscle to develop.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure at Last Week Tonight you're meeting a lot of funny people and kind of learning the rhythms of comedy. But surely you had some sort of DNA in you before then, right?
I guess so. As far as sketch, though, it is very specific. And when you learn a set of, it's very structured.
It's structured,
right?
Yeah,
And you
totally.
kind of learn the formula and do that.
Just repeat it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the formula is very sort of elastic and like,
There are mechanics to any kind of writing, and you can make
Yeah.
them do a lot of things. But like, if you don't know the mechanics, it's really tough.
yeah. I think that's hard for a lot of people to hear, actually, because I think people like to think they're above formulas
Yeah.
and
They're like,
stuff.
I'm funny. I
Oh,
can
Yeah.
I've had that conversation with so many,
Yeah.
especially new writers that have to have that conversation. Like, one guy told me, he's just like, because I was talking about, act structure and like things like that. And he's just like, that doesn't matter, man. Do you think when they painted the Mona Lisa, they knew how to paint? I'm like, I absolutely
Yeah.
think they knew how to fucking
He
paint.
was a renowned painter. It was commissioned.
You don't think he studied the masters before he
Yeah.
painted it? This guy believed 100% he just picked
Yeah.
up a pen and painted it.
Yeah.
Like his
A pen,
his
a
soul.
pen specifically. He picked up a pen specifically.
Invented back during.
But it is just a weird thing, and it's just a lot of new writers. It's just like they're just sure if they learn something, their work will be too cliche.
Well, I was
You-
thinking
that's what
about
it is,
this
yeah.
because I haven't seen it yet, but you guys all know Obsession is like the biggest box office
blowing
draw.
up.
But I
haven't
knew
seen
about Curry Baker. I'd seen some of his stuff on Instagram back in the day, but after the movie blew up, I kind of went back and watched his sketch, and I was like, okay, this guy like clearly just learned so much about storytelling and beats just from doing sketch.
Yeah.
Just like how to edit the jokes. Literally how to edit the
Sketch
jokes.
is really good because it is like the tiniest scenes. They just like they make you do a tiny scene.
Yeah.
And then you can just like it makes you be able to write a smaller scene inside of a bigger project, I think.
Yeah.
Because it is just like here are the beats, here's the obstacles you have to put in front of someone in order for there to be drama inside of a scene.
Right.
Yeah. And also, as you always say to me, the stakes are low. Like
Just
it's, you say,
Oh yeah.
Way to plug Luke's game show,
No,
Low
well,
Stakes.
yes, also,
That's
yes.
that's also
But I think people are kind of terrified of failing or doing something that's not funny or not going to work. And
Yeah.
if you're only writing 4 or 5 pages, it's
who cares?
who cares? Like, just throw it away.
It could suck. Just write another one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, so what was your like then foray into comedy? Because you've done you clearly like you did some.
I know you've done
training.
some training.
I did. Yeah, but I never. Can I get a little bit psychological here? This is personal.
We love it. We love
this
it.
is personal. But really, when you are working on a show like The Show, and you're not a writer, there's a very sort of clear, if you watch any depictions of like TV shows on TV or in movies and stuff, you can kind of see that the writers are kind of like they're like in the upper sort. They're the sanctified sort of people in the room. And I get it. It's because they're writing the show. I get it. But it can make you, the other people who might be interested in comedy at any level, it can be intimidating, you know? And I think a lot of the time I felt like, I don't know if I can do this, or I never thought of myself as a comedy writer because I was not one of the comedy writers. You know what I mean? So I didn't allow myself to think that. And, but then I took some UCB classes.
Oh, nice.
And I got some good feedback in the class that made me think like, okay, well, maybe I could, you know, maybe I could give this a shot. But I never seriously pursued writing my own comedy professionally because I was always a producer at the show. And you definitely have to have comic instincts, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you will work on a comedy show if you don't have those instincts.
Yeah.
But as far as like writing, you know, a piece of anything and seeing somebody perform it or performing it myself, like that started really when I came to Korea and, you know, met the SCI scene here.
Yeah,
and so that's one of the things I really love about Korea, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
When you were at UCB, did you ever meet, you know, famous, I guess, or future SNL people? Did they ever come through?
All of my instructors have basically gone on to do like pretty notable things. One of them in particular went on to be a writer at one of the late night shows. She's super talented. It's no surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fortunate to meet and work with a lot of really talented people.
We should try doing a late night show. Just for fun.
Hard.
I know. I tried
It's
doing
not
late
fun.
night. I tried doing late night comedy writing, and then James gave me a book about like how to write late night jokes.
Really?
Yeah. I wrote like 15 jokes. A long time ago, I told them to Jay. No one laughed. I was like, "Here's a premise." And then here's my punchline.
I remember this.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It wasn't called anything. I was like, I want to, my dream was like, I want to write for late night. So I was like, I'm going to just put
Really?
together a list of jokes. And if my friends think they're good, maybe I'll just mail it to someone. But no one liked them.
So
and it's fine.
Mail it to someone out there.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's 1975.
But I tried, and that's that.
I think it's the same book that you also
Writing
wrote,
for Late Night.
Late
Yeah,
Night.
yeah.
Who wrote it?
I forget the guy's name.
Jay Leno.
He's a long time late night writer.
Yeah, he's like an
though.
old. He's like an older head.
It's good. It's a good book actually. Because I've done a few sketch writing courses too, and one of the ones I did. It was weird. In the middle of the sketch writing course, they're like, now we're going to write, this week we're writing a late night package. I'm like, what does that have to do with sketch? So like, write 25 jokes for a monologue. I was like, okay.
No, that's what I hear. Like every writer has to produce 100 jokes. Like,
Yeah.
25 is low.
insane.
You have to just be reading the newspaper.
Yeah.
Just pounding out with jokes.
Yeah. Wait, how long ago? You moved to Korea like 4 years ago now? 3 years ago?
Only
right?
two.
Only two.
Only
Feels
two.
like you've been there for a lot longer. I don't know why.
Wow.
Do you
We're
guys
already sick of you.
do you guys have designs to stay for a lot longer, or is he trying to get relocated back to the States?
Well, I will say that we just sort of renewed for another
2-year contract.
Yeah, basically.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
realistically, how long could you imagine yourself?
It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously not Korean and I don't speak Korean. And it can be a bit of a.
Well, and you've gone the trad wife route. You have no bank account. You can't drive. You let your husband take care of you.
Yeah. It can be a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to say alienating is like a really strong word.
Yeah.
But I think anywhere you go when you don't speak the language, and Korean culture is it's very Korean, right? Like for lack of a better description.
Yeah.
So I do feel like I will always be an anomaly here.
Yeah.
And right now I'm okay with it because it's been a really interesting experience for me and I really like learning about Korea. So yeah, I am just kind of taking it
But and
every
also
year
your
as
kids
it
are
comes.
enrolled at international school, right?
They're in, they call them specifically foreign schools here.
Foreign schools, exactly.
Yeah, that's like the official
so, like, all my
language.
cousins went to foreign schools. Like,
Really?
even though I'm Korean, like,
Here?
you know, they were born in America, they moved back to Korea, like, they
Yeah.
went to SFS, all that stuff.
Really?
And those communities I know, like, can be pretty, like, supportive. Have you, like, gotten bonded with the other parents at your guys' foreign school?
So my daughter goes to a really wonderful school. It's really, really nice. It's certainly, you know, she had a really nice school in New York. It was a public school, and you can't compete with the resources, you know, of a public school versus a private school here in Korea. So that has been one of the really positive things about being here is that she's gotten a really great educational experience.
I'm actually so glad to hear that you're signing off on the education, because
for sure.
Because I feel like there's some, I mean, especially Korean parents being like, oh, the Korean education system in Korea is so brutal and it's so competitive. But I do think that foreign schools are a little bit more westernized, and they are.
That's what I've heard from, because, you know, statistically, even at the foreign schools, most of the parents are Korean, right? Because there's certain.
There's like certain rules you have to like hit off. Yeah.
Like if you're born in the United States, you can go to, or if you're born abroad, actually.
You have to have like, born abroad or at least lived there for 4 years, something like that. Yeah.
Despite the restrictions, a lot of the families are Koreans who have moved back. They fulfill all of those rules, but they are Korean and not
and
from other countries.
Korean. Yeah.
So, I will say because of that, one thing that I wish were different, if I had to say one thing, I wish she had more of a opportunity to learn Korean, because most of these kids in her school already speak Korean.
Yeah.
So the parents obviously are pushing Mandarin, and that's great too, but we're actually here in Korea, and if she were learning Korean, she could be picking it up really
fast.
Well. Yeah. And there's, you know, we could, of course, hire a private tutor, but that's not the same as being in a classroom environment with kids your age. Yeah. So that is one thing.
Has your daughter at least picked up on a little bit? You have two kids, so neither of them has like.
Your son has some.
No.
He always calls me Ajushi when I come over.
Does he? Yeah.
I mean, whenever anyone looks at you, Luke, they go Ajushi.
Yeah.
Without even knowing Korean.
At least he doesn't call you Abuji, because he calls, whenever we go into like 7-Eleven, he's like, Abuji. I'm like, no.
That's so cute.
He's not your father.
Yeah, he is really cute, but yeah, he's not learning Korean either.
Yeah. That's tough. I think about that a lot, because our son is like, you know, he's Korean, but we speak English at home, and I can tell.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, my wife is basically American. She's one of the more Americanized Koreans, right?
Where was she born?
She was born in Korea, but she went to high school and college in America.
Got it.
And
Okay.
like, she like, you know, when she was young, she chose like, I like America more than Korea. She like mentally made that decision.
Okay.
So her Korean's fluent, but she thinks, I think, in English, and she like prefers English in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So it's ironic, because the kindergarten or the daycare the other day was like, what language do you guys speak at home? And then she was like, we speak English. And they're like, oh, damn, well, we speak to him in Korean.
Yeah.
And I can tell he's a little confused, because he calls me 엄마. And I'm like, bro, no, Appa. And he's like, no. He points at my wife, Dada. I'm like, no, you got your wires crossed, bro.
That stuff happens though, even in like the first language too, right?
Sure.
Like my daughter used to call both of my parents grandpa for like for a long time.
Yeah. But it's just interesting to think, oh, maybe there's a world in which my son prefers Korean, and that's actually more likely than not. And my Korean's not that great. So like, I know so many families who speak only to their children in Korean. The kids only speak to them in English. And there's a little bit of a communication gap.
Yeah.
And I had this thought the other day. I was like, what if my son only speaks to me in Korean, and I only speak to him in English? And like, am I going to be okay with that? I don't know.
I mean, wait, so does your wife speak to your son also in English?
Well, we speak to him in Korean when we talk to him, but the language that surrounds him is English.
I've heard of parents that, like, especially if they're like dual language family, like it'll be like the mother speaks in one language and the father speaks in another, and so that the kid ends up having to pick up both.
Right. I guess we could try. I don't know. It'd be funny if I was the one who spoke to him in Korean. That would really fuck
He'd
with
have
him.
really
Then he would
busted
have
Korean. Like, your kid's an idiot.
Damn.
No,
real
that's not
talk.
what. That's definitely not what you should do.
Wait, how old is he now?
He's 15 months. Oh. Yeah. Do you remember that time with your kids?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was just telling this to Luke earlier, but it's like it gets harder actually. Like I felt like when he was a newborn, I was like, this is so hard, and then it got a little easier when like, oh, he's eating.
Yeah.
consistently. And then
Well, you start to feel like you have a handle on it a
but
little
now
bit.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
This is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
This is so hard, dude. Like, how
Yeah.
do people do? And then you have 2 kids. I'm like, how do people do this? But I just know the only way out is through. Just
That's absolutely true.
yeah, you just gotta keep
Get them
waking
to
up.
age 18. Get their ass
Like
out the
today,
door.
dude, today our kid
Yeah.
woke up at 4:30, and I was like, man, this is the record. Like
For bad or good?
it was like for bad because it was like 4:30. The sun hasn't even risen, and then we're like, "What's wrong?" And he had pooed, right? So we're like, okay, but his butthole's very sore because he had diarrhea. So my wife is like,
He's
"I
been
don't."
sick. He's been sick.
Yeah, he's been sick. So
Poor
she's
guy.
like, "I want to wash him." And I was like. Oh,
Yeah,
are you serious?
'cause
We're
of
gonna-
his butthole.
Yeah, we're gonna wash him at 4:30 in the morning. Like he's gonna be so awake, and he was. He was like, okay, like let's go.
Playtime.
And then luckily, we were able to put him down at like around 5:30, and then he slept till 8. And my wife and I like high fived. We're like, we slept till 8. This
Yeah.
has not happened since he's been born. It was an amazing feeling.
I know.
But then like that's just one day. This
Yeah.
is one day in the whole litany of days that are
Yeah.
to come. So anyway,
It's like it's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster.
Eventually, you'll turn back around to feeling like you have it under control
Mm-hmm.
and that you are sort of the one in command, and then it'll go back again. Yeah.
Parenthood's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking nuts.
We should start a parenthood podcast.
I mean, that's basically what side dish is now, right? James sits silently for 45 minutes.
Screw you
You're
guys.
pitching a concept for a podcast that already exists.
What? There's a parenthood podcast
So
out there?
I don't want to pivot too hard, but
Jeez.
Megan, I know that you also are a creative writer. You've published in some magazines. You published in McSweeney's Internet Tendencies. I also published in their Internet Tendencies
Oh,
as
yeah?
well. Yeah.
What
back
was
in the
your-
day.
what was your piece
I
about?
wrote sort of like a parody of a travel magazine article.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like an assignment in grad school, but our teacher was like, this will get published, and it did. But
Nice.
no one remembers it. But I was wondering, like, did you study creative writing or literature in college? Was that your major?
I majored in humanities, and sometimes I really wish I had majored in literature because I feel like compared to now that I'm in like more exposed to literature criticism, writing criticism, and publishing, I wish I had more of a foundation in more of like the classics, and not even just distant classics. I mean, modern day classics as well.
Were you doing this at the airport? When was the pivot to like literature?
I was always writing.
You were always writing.
I was always writing and never very successfully. Like,
Which is honestly how
Yeah.
99% of writing goes.
Yeah. And most stuff I didn't even finish. You know, it always felt like a pipe dream. It always felt like something that was not for me. It was for other people. Like I was not. Like
You
this
do
is
all right, though. I mean, your criticism gets published.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
an interview with Ed Park. I saw
I
online.
love Ed Park.
Ed was one of my professors at Columbia.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I don't think he remembers me, but I used to be like, I'm also Korean. We should bond.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
Ed's awesome.
I only read his first novel, Personal Days. So that's I think what got him hired in my program. But since then, he's written 2 more novels.
You
I think.
really need to read Same Bed, Different Dreams.
Okay.
It's everybody needs to read it.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite recent
And
novels.
then you also are a fiction editor at Story Magazine, which is a pretty well-known mag.
Yeah, I did that. I was at Story since 2021. I was going to say though, before you mentioned Story, Ed has a new memoir that's coming out.
Oh, really?
In September, and I have a advanced copy that I haven't read yet.
Oh, well,
and now that
let
we're
me
having
borrow it
now that we're
afterwards,
having
yeah.
this conversation, I really need to get home.
Well,
and
read it and then let me know. I would love to read it. I'm working my way, as you know, I'm working my way through the Nobel Prize winning
I
authors
saw
right
that.
now. I'm reading Flights right now. Is that one of the ones that you liked?
That's the one I told you that was my favorite on the list.
I like it so far, but it's
Yeah.
so like man, when I read that book, I'm like, damn, bro, she's so good. I'm like,
I had the same
I
thought.
could never write like her. She's
Yeah.
fucking good.
Are you
Yeah.
guys familiar with Olga Tokarczuk? She's a.
Absolutely not.
I probably
is-
butchered her name. It's
No,
Polish.
She's Polish, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her last name either, but it's amazing. She's a really good writer.
She won that big prize. So
Yeah, the biggest
she's,
prize.
She's pretty fucking
Yeah,
fancy.
she's great.
Yeah. But this Flights came out, I forget what year. I read it during the pandemic, I think.
Okay.
And I remember I was writing my first novel that never got published when I was reading
Title,
that.
please.
The title?
Of your novel.
My unpublished,
I just
my
want- I just
first
want the
unpublished
title.
novel.
I just want
Portrait
the
of a
title.
woman as a young woman.
It was.
Perfect. What improv
Well,
skills?
I'm so embarrassed that I can't remember the name of
Dude,
it.
my manu-
Well, I buried it mentally.
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
the manuscript
embarrassing, yeah.
is
Dude,
dead.
I had a manuscript that I remember the title. It's so embarrassing.
No, tell us.
It was called. I can't even say it, but because now it's
You have to say
cliche.
it.
It was called "The Future Is So Bright I Can't Bear to Look." But at the time when I wrote
fine.
it,
I can see the cover, dude. I can see the
like,
cover.
I was like, this is gonna be a tour de force of meta fiction. I was so into meta fiction
Of
at the
meta
time.
fiction.
What
I
year did
loved
you write it?
I wrote it in 2011, 2012.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yes, it was before there was a whole boom of metafiction that came out, right? I think the story of Arthur was the biggest one. It was like a manuscript by Shakespeare is discovered. It's called The Story of Arthur. That manuscript had come out right at this time when I was in my grad program, and I was like, I want to write like a metafictional kind of like a work that encapsulates a fictional author's oeuvre. That was my
Okay.
kind of pitch.
Okay.
I wrote like about 80 pages, and then my mentor at the program was like, cut this to like 10. Like, get us to the action fast. And I was
Okay.
like, but professor, I spent a whole year writing these 80 pages. And he's like, make it 10 and then revisit me. And so I abandoned it.
Because
But
it was just too brutal to hear.
it was brutal. And also I reread it like relatively recently. And I was like, bro, of course people are bored. Like, you're 80 pages.
Was it?
80 pages, it takes me 80 pages to get to the manuscript appearing at the editor's front door of this author's fictional complete works. So my mentor was like, get the manuscript in the guys' hands, show us the first short, because it was a metafiction, so it was like short stories within a novel.
Yeah.
That was my idea. He was like, get us to the first short story like right away.
Okay.
Like, and sell your reader. And I was like, it's just great advice, but I was 23 at the time, so I was like, I can't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
quit writing instead. I'm just gonna quit. I think.
I quit. Yeah.
My
yeah.
first piece of feedback. I'm done. Thank you.
I remember I remember Luke telling me like for sketch writing a tip that he heard, which I use in teaching improv, is like starting as close to the end as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with that. As far as like interesting bits of writing advice, one of the things that I remember, did Little Women come out before or after the pandemic?
Before.
It was before.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I went to a screening of the film and Greta Gerwig was there. And she was like, the best writing advice that I ever got was, you can just start the scene when you want to. Like, you don't have...
You have to set the table,
Yeah, you
all that
don't.
stuff.
Yeah. Like, if it starts in the car, they're in the car. Like, they don't have to get into the car. You don't have to...
Get rid of all that shoe leather.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And I found that to be quite liberating,
You know, what I
actually.
liked about Little Women. When Bob
Everything?
Odenkirk walked on stage, and right at the end, I was like, "What is happening here?
Odenkirk, yeah.
Why
He
did
plays
this
his
become a
dad.
Mr. Show
I
sketch
cried.
suddenly?"
I cried. I was overcome with emotion.
I was with my grandma,
Yeah, it was
and I
Christmas.
was laughing
The
the
scene
hardest
was
I've ever
Christ-
laughed in my life. I'm like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
is Bob Odenkirk
Yeah,
here
yeah.
suddenly?
At the screening, everyone was laughing too.
Yeah.
It was like, and then
Yeah.
he walks in, he's like, "Well, here's my little women," and I'm just like, "What?"
Oh my
Yes.
Luke is like,
Yes.
that's the title of the movie.
Said the thing.
Now, yeah.
Yes.
Why?
yes.
Where's Doug? When's he coming?
Oh god.
Okay. This is a good time. We have to end the podcast. I have to pee so bad. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Side Dish Podcast. Megan, Luke, thank you guys so much for being on. We'll have you guys again soon. And with that said, we'll catch you guys in the next
Oh,
episode.
you didn't ask her about her side dish.
Shut up, Luke.
Wait.
Okay,
She had one prepared.
do you have a favorite side dish?
Does it have to be a Korean side dish?
I guess not. No.
Do people usually cite
usually
a
they
Korean
do. Yeah,
side
I mean,
dish?
It's a
Name
Korean
both.
podcast.
I really like it when they do like a really good salad with
Okay.
with like some dressing, some
Like potato and apple,
gochujang.
maybe.
Like,
Okay.
I like the
Oh.
I really like the leaf. It's like very fragrant and sort of spicy leaf that
Kidney meat.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Yes.
I really
love,
like
I
that.
actually love. That's actually my favorite. Side
So
dish,
that's
kidney
going to
meat.
be my dish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pee yourself.
Pee yourself. Pee yourself. Like it.
Ladies and